It's Radio Pulpit, your daily companion. It is 25th Cafe with myself and Poputini and Vusileo, taking care of business from now until 9 o'clock on the dot. We are joined on the line by Sammy Mok. He's a funding specialist and author of an awesome book, SMME Kit to Accessing Funding. Sammy, good evening. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good evening. Great. It's a pleasure to join you guys.
Awesome. Lovely. Yes. Before we talk about you being a specialist and, talking about your book, share a little bit about who Sammy is and just your journey and finally deciding to venture into what you're doing.
Yeah, man. I grew up in a small town called Kanana in Midrand, Tembisa. I was raised by my granny and my auntie. Through the struggle, I found myself loving the entrepreneurial journey because my granny would sell things like steel wool in the street and would send me to go and sell those things. And then I saw that, man, this is who I am, to go out on the streets and do the selling. And I've worked from the age of 14, from working in the kitchen and also working as a person that pours petrol. From that struggle, that actually shifted me as a person to say that this is not the life I want for myself and this is not the life I would want for my future kids to have. So that sparked something in me to say that I would like to change and become something different. That's where I started the journey of entrepreneurship, which is obviously a long road, but I pursue it and I continuously doing that road of entrepreneurship.
Very nice.
And of course, you then wrote a book, the sorry, help me out with that.
SMME funding.
Yes, SMME. Yes. And what inspired that particular book?
Okay. So basically, the reason I inspired to write the book, I myself was looking for funding. It was a difficult task to access funding. I went through a lot of stages to access the funding, but eventually I received the funding. I own exhibition stands. I received 500,000 from the DTI. So that process, which I went through, I've realized that there's a lot of entrepreneurs going through that process where they don't understand what is funding and what is needed. Because before you can go there, there's 80% work that you have to do, research that you have to do, compiling a business plan, getting letters of intent. And I used to be rejected. So I was like, because I'm a social entrepreneur, I was like, no, let me help entrepreneurs cut their short, the long route they have to take, and actually cut it for them and write a book that is in detail about how you can actually access funding in South Africa and which steps you need to follow and which institution you need to go for the relevant funding that you need. For instance, if you're looking for farming funding, you cannot go to NEF because they don't fund for farming, but you can go to Land Bank. So that information, if you don't know about that information, what happens? You go to wrong institutions and apply for wrong stuff. So I took the liberty to do deep research about funding in South Africa and which methods can entrepreneurs use to access that funding.
All right. And what are some of those steps that, of course, you've discovered as you went through your own process and eventually getting funding? And, of course, there are things you've noticed along the way. What would you can just mention a couple, maybe, if you please.
The first one is filling in the application form. Filling in the application form, because now when you fill in the application form, you realize that, oh my God, I don't even have a business plan. I don't even have a letter of intent to show. I don't have relevant quotations to prove my case. So this is the challenges that entrepreneurs, they go straight to the institutions and they get a mind blowing to say, no, you have to go back. What I've realized from me personally is that writing the application form, it's only 20%.
Yeah.
There's 80% before you even write the application form. So that's something I have learned. And I've also learned that there's also government grants. And also to access those government grants, they need to know whether your business is viable, whether the money that they're gonna give you, you're gonna be able to impact and you'll be able to grow. So those are other things I've learned within the journey of me accessing the funding, to access the funding, that there's so many steps that one has to consider even before writing the application form.
Sure. Wow, sounds very helpful for a lot of entrepreneurs that are listening at this point in time. But what do you think entrepreneurs can take from all of this?
Okay, so what entrepreneurs they need to take from this? They need to do proper research. They need to stop being lazy, especially if I am going to give you any type of money, even if yourself as an entrepreneur, if someone comes to you and say, give me 5,000, you're going to want to know where the 5,000 is.
True.
And how is this person going to spend? But entrepreneurs expect that when you go to funding institution, they must just get funding. That's not going to happen. You need to follow right procedures. You need to understand your business. You need to do quotations within your business. You need to have a plan so that the investor knows the ROI, return of investment. You need to have a strong case to say that I need 5 million. And when I look 5 million, this is how I'm going to spend the 5 million. And this is how you're going to get your 5 million with interest back. And these are the steps. These are my letters of intent, which proves that these are the people who are going to support my business. And when they support my business, that means the money that you want back from me, I'll be able to pay that. So as entrepreneurs, you need to follow the right step. And you need to invest on yourself. You need to invest to say that if I'm looking for 5 million, I need to spend at least 10,000 or 15,000 to get a proper business plan and proper documents on my side to be able to get that type of money. But if you're not willing to invest in your personal capacity or your business, how do you expect that one invest in your business, because you yourself are not ready to invest in your business? So these are the critical points as an entrepreneur that are really serious in accessing funding in South Africa, that they need to sit down and really consider. Another thing, they need to do research of the funder. The person who's funding, you need
very
to know
important.
what they want. You understand? You need to follow that. You don't just go to them, but you need to do research about them and understand what they do, and also see the financial statements to see what have been they funding in the last 3 years, what they've been funding, which projects have been funding.
And obviously that will give you an idea of what they want and how to structure your presentation and that sort of thing.
That's correct. And another advantage entrepreneurs are missing out is the enterprise development. A lot of companies return the enterprise budget because entrepreneurs don't come to them. With the enterprise budget, this is for companies where they assist specifically companies that align with what they are doing. So if you are going to an IT company and yourself you're an IT company, then you can go to any company in South Africa that is big and request for the Enterprise Development Fund. They will support you because that's what their space is in. So entrepreneurs need to know about the Enterprise Development Fund, which is also part and parcel of the B scoring from big corporates. So that's another way of entrepreneurs to tap into the funding by also going to big corporates and saying, I'm a small business and I'm running this, and here's my business plan, and this is what I'm looking to do as a business, and it will develop so many people in the community. How can you come on board as a company to assist me with your Enterprise Development Fund?
Very nice. Very, very nice. Such, crucial information that I'm sure a lot of entrepreneurs and aspiring entrepreneurs are really, really sponging off and are appreciating. And then maybe before we part ways, you can just give a little bit of advice to aspiring entrepreneurs, someone who wants to get into the space, but, is not sure how to maneuver.
Okay. So there's institutions like CEDA. So these are non-financial institutions. So what they do, they can help you draft a business plan, help you with company branding, and also assist you develop a concept within your business and how the enterprise propeller. As an entrepreneur, you need to be someone that has a vision. When you're someone who has a vision, then you jot down your vision. This is what I want to achieve in the next 3 to 5 years. Have a 20 plan. So if you have a 20 plan as an entrepreneur and you have nothing, you started from nothing. If you have a 20 plan, then with your 20 plan, you need to see yourself in 20 years, seeing yourself on reaching whatever you need as an entrepreneur. So how do you start your vision? Number one, you start investing in knowledge. You read enough books about your industry. You need to know your industry in and out. And number two, you need to do a market research about whatever products you're going to sell to the consumer, whether people will be able to buy your products and are funded by your products and are willing to do that. Once you have done that as an entrepreneur, there's nothing that will stop you. But you need to be consistent within your vision, and you need to read. As an entrepreneur, you cannot be someone who's not reading. If you are lazy to read, go on YouTube. Watch videos within your industry. You need to be the master of your industry. If you want to be the top 10% within your industry, you need to prepare yourself as an entrepreneur and say that from now on towards the next 20 years, this is my vision. And you need to lay it down for yourself and prepare yourself as an entrepreneur. So that's very powerful. Know your vision, know where you're going, and you need to plan your vision, not by talking, but by learning and doing the practical part of your vision.
Awesome. Wow, man, that's really, really great. And if people want to connect with you, how can they do that? Any contact details, social media, or whatever you're comfortable with?
Yes, they can get me on www.sammymokonline.online. There's no .0 there. It's just sammymok.online. That's where we are. What I do, I'm a funding specialist, so we look into your business and see what you're struggling as a business, what you have, and what we do. We nurture with these funding institutions. We've built a huge relationship over 5 years with funding institutions. So what we do is we look what you need and we put you to the relevant institution. So for those who are looking to say, okay, I have a great concept, but I'm looking for funding, they can contact me on social media. My name is Sammy Mok on all Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. It's Sammy Mok. And then they can also contact our office. It's 011 036 12 1209. It's 011 036 1209. And my cell phone number is 078 483 1889. 078 483 1889. For those who are interested to have a conversation, or we can even book a consultation. We can sit down and really help them to access funding in South Africa.
Nice one. Thank you so much, Sammy. We really appreciate this.
All right.
Bless you.
Thank you so much for inviting me as your guest, and I hope that a lot of entrepreneurs will be inspired, especially those ones who are looking to expand their businesses.
Lovely.
Awesome.
Mm.